welcome to Face It, the podcast. Today I'm here with Romaya Hair, Makeup and Brows. We've got Andrea and we've got Maya, and we're going to talk all things hair loss, hair extensions, and all things hair. So first of all, welcome to Face It, the podcast, girls.
Thank you. Thanks.
So let's just delve right into it. First of all, Romaya, tell everybody where you are based, first of all.
We're based in Coleraine in Kingsgate Street, so we are.
And how many of you are there?
There's 4 of us.
4 of you. So it's yourself, Andrea, and then you've got Chris, and we have Demi, who you will hear in the next podcast, who are going to come in and talk all things hair and makeup. Yeah. And you specialise in hair extensions and hair loss, particularly. So let's delve into the hair loss, because a lot of people really struggle with it. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. No. And obviously, with regards to the whole sort of tourism, where people go away and get these things done and stuff like that, there is things that they can get done here with regards to hair loss. So, Andrea, talk to us about the type of clients and customer that comes to you with regards to their problems.
Well, what happened, Nikki, we started to see, especially after COVID, a rise in the number of people suffering from hair loss. Mm-hmm. And I think now they have said that a lot of hair loss is related to COVID. So it is. So before COVID, we had started doing a system which is called the mesh integration system for people with thinning hair and hair loss. But then we had clients coming to us, which this system wasn't suitable for. We couldn't help them with that system. So we decided to go back and retrain, because we're so passionate about this. Like, we love this. Yeah. It's like a big, big part of the salon now. So we went back and we found another system which is suitable for the people who couldn't have the mesh integration, because they'd maybe have a higher rate of hair loss, you know. Okay.
And what was the main problems with regards to that old system? Why couldn't people use it?
Well, with the mesh integration, we need to use some of the natural hair to attach the system. Okay. So if we had somebody coming in that had alopecia, spontaneous alopecia, or alopecia totalis, where they'd lost all their hair, this system wasn't suitable. So it was our people that were just like thinning on the top of the head. Mm-hmm. So that's then when we discovered a Danish company, and we went and did our training with them in the T-parting system. And with this system too, we're able to make custom pieces. So some people like maybe have just like one wee patch in their head, we can make a piece which fits in that, but like a jigsaw. So is it kind of like the way you see online at the minute, all these like toupees and people sticking? Is that what we're talking about, or is it a wee bit more complex than that? It's a wee bit. I don't like to call it a toupee, because when you think of a toupee, you're thinking, all those people years ago, like, God forgive me. But you know what I mean?
But is that not just a Gen X thing?
Yeah, you're standing in the supermarket queue and you're like, well, hello.
And then it flings over with the wind,
These now, things have advanced so far in the last few years. And, well, if they want, they can go on to, our social media pages and see some of the pictures. And you cannot tell that you're wearing this.
You can't. I have seen a few of them online, and they're absolutely unreal.
It's unreal, and they're life-changing. It's a game-changing.
And how long do they last?
Well, the hair itself is a wee bit like hair extensions, so the systems themselves be guaranteed for 4 to 6 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But with the right aftercare, not like the company, are only going to say 6 months. We have clients, which Maya can testify to, because she does a lot of the maintenance, which are wearing the systems for a year and a half.
Goodness, that's brilliant.
Like 2 years.
And that comes down to the right aftercare, following our advice, coming into the salon, just,
So talk me through the process. Obviously, somebody is suffering with this, and really it is affecting their life. So what would be the process in reaching out to you to go through this system to get this done?
Okay. So the first thing that we need to do is, we do get a lot of messages from people saying, how much is it? What we do? Yeah. That's something, it's not a straightforward other salon treatment. We need you to come into the salon. Your first protocol would be a consultation. Yeah. It takes place in a private room. You're not in the middle of a busy salon with everybody looking, because I know that, I wouldn't like that. And people are self-conscious. From there, we can decide then which system is best suited to your hair loss needs. And then we can give you a no obligation price. Mm-hmm. We talk through your options, get you a price. You can go away, have time to think about it, discuss it with your family and friends. And then if you decide to go ahead, we can...
You go through the process.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have to match the hair and do different things like that. So what is that time frame? I've made the decision. I'm going to go and do this. What are the next steps?
Okay, so if you decide then after your consultation you want to go ahead with one of the systems, what would happen is then we would have you coloured match. We go through all your consultation forms, explain everything to you, and then we have like a week turnaround because it's not stock that we're able to hold.
Yeah.
They're customised, they're individually made for the person.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to custom colour them ourselves and that. So about a week is the turnaround.
That's quite quick.
Yeah.
Considering, Oh, that's brilliant. And it's for men and women?
Yeah, men and women, yeah.
Yeah, and so women can get any length with regards to it as well?
Yeah,
that's
because we have a lot of clients that have come in, because they do come in slightly longer, and then we'll cut them and shape them exactly to your hairstyle. But sometimes a lot of the ladies will come in, and when they get a piece, they're like, wow, because their hair's been finer. Most people with fine hair have never been able to have long hair. So someone with short hair might be like, do you know what? I'm loving this now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for the bob, or I'm going to go...
do something different.
Yeah, and you know what? That is the best bit of your job. You see when you fit that and somebody is crying with joy and hugging, and they're just so happy, and you know that you've gave somebody back a bit of confidence in their life. And we have clients that come in and they haven't been out, or they don't
It's
go out.
life-changing.
It is life-changing.
And what is the uptake then? So when they go back and do this, how do they maintain it? So do they just treat it as normal hair, go and shampoo, wash it with the professional?
That you can do. Some people would say, do I have to take this? Does it come off and on? No, it doesn't. You wear it like your own hair. You can go swimming, you can go on holidays, do everything. Wash and blow dry it. They're real hair, the exact same as your own hair.
Just treat it like normal hair.
Just treat it like your normal hair.
Sometimes people look and watch these things, but they don't know the background. They sort of think, don't see enough of what happens on the aftermath of getting something like that done. What is entailed with regards to the looking after it? Does it stay there? Does it come off? That's so important to let people understand that.
And it's one of the people's biggest fears. Is like, is it going to come off? No, it will not come off. In lockdown, we have people with systems, and obviously, through no fault of our own, we could not do their hairs during that time, or we would have been breaking the law.
Yeah.
And when we came back to work, like 4 months, whatever it was later, yes, they were looser. They will loosen because your hair grows. But nobody's came off. But there is a certain amount of maintenance. Like anybody who wears hair extensions, what I always say to people is, this is just an advanced hair extension system.
With it, and that's just one of them. You said there's a couple of them that you can get done. So what are the other ones that you provide as well?
So then we do a T-parting system. What did we do? We've talked
the T-parting. You talked about the
mesh
the mesh
integration.
is the one integration.
Yeah, where we
so
use
what
the
is the
surgical.
T-parting? What is the difference between all these?
Well, with the mesh integration, the system supplies using a surgical mesh.
Okay.
Which is attached using pieces of your own hair. And then everything is made to the mesh. Okay? With the T-parting system.
So when you say a mesh and you say surgical, what do you mean by that exactly?
It's a surgical grade mesh.
Okay.
So when that goes over your scalp, that still allows your own hair and scalp
to go through it,
to breathe under the system.
Okay.
When you're washing your hair, when you have your new hair, when you're washing your new hair, the water and everything's able to go through and cleanse the scalp below.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the T-parting system, then this would be somebody who doesn't have as much hair loss, is just a bit thin on the top, maybe somebody with shorter hair, and with that we use it's like a surgical tape.
Okay.
So they're all hypoallergenic as well, so they cause no irritation, and that is put directly onto your head, so we don't have the mesh of that.
Yeah.
And it would be probably less hair and a bit lighter. Then we have another one for frontal alopecia. So this is for people who have lost, the hair around the front. Like women get it, men get like a receding hairline.
Yeah.
So those are custom made. So what we do is we'll bring you in and we make a mould. So we do, and then your piece is cut exactly to match that mould. So like a jigsaw piece, it slots in.
Yeah.
To match in with your own hair.
Okay.
The colour and everything, and that just covers the frontal.
So there's so many options that people. I find it really, really fascinating, the whole thing.
It's brilliant.
And I think it's brilliant for people who maybe think there isn't options out there, but there is. There's so many options, and there's so many routes that they can go down.
Yeah.
Is there any contraindications that anyone that can't get them done, or anyone who, you know, you can say, no, I can't do this for you, unfortunately?
Well, the one of the contraindications would be with the mesh integration. One would be if you had a metal allergy, because we do use wee beads in that. Mm-hmm. The biggest one for all the systems is, and regardless of what system you get, if your hair is still actively coming out, then obviously we cannot fit the system when your hair's in that stage.
Okay.
For the simple reason being is your hair system could come away
Yeah.
with the hair loss. So we don't want anybody to be coming in, spending the money, getting this done where it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So it's not, so we would, you know, if that was the case, then that's where we would move on then to our oxygen therapy treatment.
Right, okay. So talk to me about the oxygen therapy, because
So
I've seen that being done earlier, which looked amazing, and her hair was so, the quality of it, the hair was unreal.
It's amazing. We're having some great results with this. So again, this was another treatment that we wanted to add to our list. So we were the first people in Northern Ireland to work with Oxygenia hair, and we're the first salon in Northern Ireland. And it is a Bulgarian doctor that came up with this. So what it is if I put a treatment on your hair, if you go into the salon and you get a hair treatment, it sits on the top of your scalp, just sits on the hair.
Yeah.
With the Oxygenia treatment, we use oxygen that we're able to push the treatment into the follicles.
Okay.
And below the top layer of the skin, so we are. So it's all natural vitamins and minerals, sorry.
Yeah.
Getting tongue-tied here. So, and, you know, this is all natural products. It's so safe that we can use this in babies.
Oh, wow,
so we
okay.
can use this in children. We would use it a lot on clients post-chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Who are, you know, the hair hasn't grown enough for you to be able to get a system. But what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen that hair, and we're going to try and speed the growth up of this hair coming back again.
Yeah.
And then once you've got the hair at a certain length, then we can move on. But some people have found, we've had people in with alopecia that we've used it on, and the hairs grew back, so we don't need a system.
Oh my goodness.
And that's amazing.
Right, okay.
And, you know, when that happens, that's just... And also another thing the oxygen therapy's for as well is we have a lot of men and women now going abroad or going whenever to get the hair transplant done, which is amazing if you've got the money to do that and you want to go and do it. They recommend the oxygen therapy after post hair transplant to strengthen those bulbs and strengthen the work that your surgeon's done.
Yeah. Because they do say that, they say take, there's a mineral or there's a vitamin that you have to sort of take or wash your hair in and stuff. So this can really help strengthen it as well, which is fantastic. Yeah. And what about people with particularly women going through perimenopause where the hair starts to thin and it's only, you know, certain areas and things like that? The oxygen therapy would be the best.
Perfect. You know, not everybody wants to have a system fitted. And that's okay because it's personal choice. Like anything we do, it's personal choice. So it is, but that's why we want to have as many options as possible for you so that there's something that we can do to help you no matter what, you know, because we even have we've had some children in now, you know, sometimes just the stress of exams and things like that. So sometimes it's not always the adults too, you know, and it's good to have something that's safe for a child because obviously, you know, a child's going to be maybe too young to be using one of the systems. Yeah. It is a bit of an expense. There's a lot of maintenance. How do you expect a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old to do that?
Yeah, completely.
So, you know, we wanted to have options to help everybody. Our aim is we find it so rewarding that we're able to use the gift and the skills that we have been given to help people going through this.
But it's what it does and how it changes their lives and the stories that you come back and then the reviews that you're getting back from people and what they're experiencing is really why it's so important. And moving on from sort of the hair loss now, we're going into something that's really popular and everyone gets is the hair extensions. So what type of hair extensions do you do, Maya?
So we offer a wave, nanos and tapes.
And what's the difference between all three of them?
Tapes is specifically designed for thin hair. Okay. Nanos you can kind of do on both, but your hair would probably need to be about medium, you know, to use nanos. Wefts, again, there's different types of wefts. There's a ghost weft, which is for fine hair as well. Okay. And then wefts would be more for thick.
To do it. Now I have a weft way back and they are brilliant. They're just for thickness and things like that there. But there's a lot of sort of speculation with regards to the nanos. Does it break the hair? Does it not break the hair? Does it strengthen it? What would you say with regards to anyone who is looking them?
None of the hair extensions is ever going to damage your hair unless you keep up with correct maintenance.
Yeah.
You'll find that if you don't, then your hair is on a fine like when it's shedding.
Yeah.
So that's only holding on to like 1 wee strand of hair if you don't get this maintenance, and that's what causes the hair to pull. So you can get then hair loss from that.
And what type of person comes in to get these hair extensions? So is it people who are experiencing, you know, the thinning of the hair or want fuller hair? Say somebody had really healthy hair, would you recommend it?
Maybe probably more for length then if you want it, but no, if you get healthy hair and you can get away with it then.
And what are the different lengths? So sometimes people get really long hair, and some people just a little bit.
Yeah, depends what type. But you know, I think the longest I've ever done is about 30 inch.
Oh really?
So it's right down, but I don't think I could ever pull that off myself. I'd love to, but I don't think I could.
And is it heavy? You know, what about the maintenance after that with each of them? What sort of maintenance is there to get them to last longer? Because I know, like, your hair grows obviously with the wave. You call it a wave. So you know, what sort of what is the time length we're getting when we get these type of things in? Is there a bit longer with the nanos, or is it a bit longer with are they all basically the same?
They're all basically the same, depending on how fast your hair grows. But we would normally say every 6 to 8 weeks you'd need to be in for maintenance.
Yes,
just so then you know you're not damaging the hair.
And does it, with regards to do you get them completely replaced, or do you get them sort of just moved up the hair?
Well, I would always just replace.
Yeah.
So I would refit every time just so we can get to the hair that's in the bead. And we do like a rotating line. So we move the bead that's underneath up to the top and then switch it back.
Okay.
So that means it's giving the hair underneath. It's giving the hair underneath a break. To then move on to the other line to then go back.
Yeah.
Sort of there too. Like the more. What we find is the people who get the longest out of their hair extension, whose hair extensions are still using the same hair 18 months later, are the people that attend the regular appointments, use the right products, come in, get their blow dries done. And you know, I used to say, if you bought a cashmere jumper and it said hand wash it, you've spent all that money, you wouldn't throw it in the washing machine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, people are spending a lot of money on these. So with the correct maintenance, you will get... That's the secret.
It is.
That is the secret.
Getting the right products to go with it as well. Because I said to you with regards to, you have a product, and we were talking about it earlier on, that is heat resistant.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I had mine in at the time, I would have straightened my hair a lot and it did not last because I didn't have the right products there to maintain it, to protect it, and do everything that needed for me to get the longevity out of it.
Yeah.
So what sort of products would you recommend for people who have...
So we use hair extensions, Hair King's hair extensions. So we do. So we have their shampoos and conditioners in the salon. So they'll give you a guarantee with your hair when you're using the correct products.
So it means you can get the proper aftercare for it. Yeah.
So
and what is the extensions? There's a lot of debate about what they're made of. So what is hair extensions? Are they differently? Are they all pretty much the same? Is it synthetic or what? You know, what is it?
See, the cheaper ones are mixed with synthetics. So they say they're 100%, but they're not, off eBay or Amazon.
Yeah.
But I've tried them out myself. So
you know?
No, they're not great at all. So they're not.
They're the ones that'll melt with
They're
the
the
heat.
ones that melt. They just
straight.
start jumping up each time.
So what ones do you use?
We're using Ren.
We use Hair Kings, so
Kings,
we do
yeah.
human, full human hair. So it is a bit more expensive, but we find now, you know, a lot of our hair extensions clients would say, well, if you move to different brands,
Like
we're not coming back.
So I've got a customer, she's had hers in now 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years and her hair's still fine.
Oh my goodness.
But she's doing the correct aftercare,
looking after
appointments,
it.
And
how long
you
does
money
it
in the
take?
long run.
Well, that's it.
It does,
doesn't it?
Because you're buying cheaper hair twice, whereas you could just buy the good hair once, and then, you know, that's you for about a year, 2 years.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
I mean, the other thing too is like, it's not, sometimes people think it's all about the length. When they think hair extensions, they think hair down your bum, but we've actually had quite a lot of clients coming in now, like my age, that little bit older. So they are maybe just with the hair, what you're saying, thinned out with menopause, and they want a bob, but the sides never grow down. You know, the sides of your hairs are always short.
Yeah.
Even just to get a wee bit of length in it at the front.
The majority of people I know are that age.
Yeah.
They are going through the perimenopause. They are have the sides off it. It's all that age group that I would say I know that go and get their extensions. I don't really see so many of the younger ones getting their hair extensions now because they generally have good hair anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
So it is the perimenopause crew, the Gen X crew,
The majority
that
of
come
mine
in.
has just like, it's just sides. Or it's like, you know, to fill out sides.
Yeah.
It's not like a full head of extensions. So they can be used for other things apart from just length or volume.
I think that's like a misconception.
Yeah.
Hair extensions, everybody thinks
like this
it's
big,
a full
long,
thing.
thick,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how long does it take to come in? Because a lot of people say they're there for ages and hours upon hours. So what is the average time to come and get this treatment?
For a weave, I could probably do it now within an hour.
Oh, really?
So I could, at the start, probably about 2.5, but the more you do it, no, I could do a weave in an hour. Nanos probably take the longest.
Yeah.
Out of them all, tapes, you could have a full head of tapes in about half an hour.
Oh, see. So and how long does the nanos take?
Nanos, if it's for a full head, it'd probably be about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
But that's still quite, quick.
It's like a colour appointment.
Yeah, it is compared to a lot of other ones that I hear 6 hours. They're still in the, chair getting their hair done. It's crazy. So it just goes to show that it is quicker, and I do like the weaves. I think they're good.
I love the weaves.
Yeah. I think they give really
it's
nice
more of your own hair, really. So it's just really like a row.
And I think you sort of feel as if it's not being ruined, even though I know they don't. But you just get that sense that it can come out easier.
Glue, there's no tape.
Exactly. Yeah. So what else do you do then in Romaya? What else? You do all your haircuts, your blow dries, your colours. Talk about everything else that you provide.
We do also, which is a great summer treatment now. So as I love this, my favourite, my go-to for the summer, for anybody going on holidays, we do like the Brazilian blowout. Yeah. Like the 3-month blow dry. So that's for people like me that have the thick, frizzy hair. And when you go on holidays, oh, dear God. So I'm like something out of the Jackson 5. So it's great. It's quick. It's a keratin treatment. So your hair's made of keratin. Yeah. So while you're doing this, you're also repairing the keratin bonds. And you can go on holidays, blast the hair with a hairdryer and a quick sweep with the straighteners. Definitely. If you're going to do it in the summer, that's the thing you have to get done.
Yeah, definitely. And what would you say is the biggest misconception out there with regards to hair in general? What do people think they should be doing with their hair and they actually shouldn't? Or what should they be doing with their hair and they're actually not doing with their hair?
I think washing probably too.
It has to be products. It's like, I don't know, like everybody's like, I wouldn't spend, like £20 on a bottle of shampoo. But then everywhere I go, people's like, oh my God, your hair's gorgeous, so thick and shiny. Yeah, well, for the past, I don't know, 30 years, I've been using professional shampoo. And I'm like, if it was that good, why then is every hair salon in the world not running down their town to buy a £1 bottle of shampoo, apple shampoo or coconut shampoo because it smells nice? Yeah. It would save us a fortune too. And it's like, it's not the hard sell. It's like you go to the beauticians and, you learn about skin and skincare and people spend millions of pounds on that every year. Yeah. But hair is a part of your body that is forgotten about. And it's like your crown and glory. It's like you can't, you'll go down the town every weekend and buy a new outfit for going out on a Saturday night. Your hair, you're wearing that every day. It's the first thing people see about you, like, invest in your hair. And because it'll save you coming to me in the future. Completely.
So how many times during the week or how many times a week should you be washing your hair?
Probably not every day is another thing. And
is it true with regards to your oils in your hair that you should let them sit and let that, because there's a reason why the oils go into the hair? Definitely. So what would you recommend then without people who wash their hair are stripping of those goodness?
2 to 3 times a week is more than enough. And and then you'll have somebody that comes in and then this is where we go back to your products and says, no, but I have to wash mine every day because my hair's oily. Well, your hair's maybe oily because you're not using the right shampoo. Yeah. And that's just going to cause excess oil. So and that's why, it's handy to nip into, I'll not mention names, but a chemist or a big chemist on the high street and get lift a shampoo. But when you come into us, it doesn't matter if you're not our client. We don't care if you go to a different salon or whatever. If you come in, you have people in there who are trained in all those products, can explain why you should use that product and which products you should use. Yeah. And if you want, we've got samples. Call in. You're welcome to come in. We will give you samples and let you try it for yourself.
And let's talk about the brushes. What is a right brush to use and not a wrong brush? When we talk about hairs breaking and obviously hair loss and things like that, is there a right brush to use?
Probably you want something that's not going to catch. Now, I think the worst ones you can get is, and I remember using them years ago, and I remember blow drying them when I started out and getting them stuck in people's hair. Do you know the the wee plastic, and they've got like a little ball at the end.
But they're the ones that you get everywhere, and the cheapest one you go into the pound store and just grab, aren't they?
They give you a tag and that too.
I know. Probably the best thing is if you're using a round brush or even long hair, a soft bristle brush, something soft that when you run it through your hair, it's running through your hair quite easily. And maybe a tangle teaser when it's wet. And the worst thing you can do is like brush wet hair, unless it's a tangle teaser. Do not brush wet hair.
Really?
You comb wet hair and you start from the ends to the roots.
And why is that?
Because
I'm guilty of that.
You're ripping, you're pulling a brush through your hair, you're ripping it out. So we're doing a white tooth comb when it's wet, or a tangle teaser, they're the best. And we're starting from the ends of our hair, girls, and we're working up to the roots. When your hair is dry, then it's the opposite. You're not using a comb. Do not trail a comb through there. Then that's when we're using our brush. Your tangle teaser or your soft bristle brush. Because again, you go in there with a comb, you're ripping the hair.
And what about serums for the hair? Do they go on dry hair, damp hair, wet hair?
Both.
You can do it both.
So it doesn't really matter?
No.
Yep.
Perfect.
Just don't be putting it up near the roots. Then you're going to have to wash more than 2 or 3 times a week.
Girls, thank you so much for coming in. And stay tuned for our next episode.